2020 was supposed to be the year of being booked and busy, but a lot of us aren't now, okay? That's just how it is. 2020, huh? The roaring 20s, they said. To be honest, I could get a better handle on this. Jeff Bezos is making coin. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Let's Be Fit episode. I started Let's Be Fit to keep you updated with what I'm doing in the gym and my goals and stuff. Clearly that has changed a little bit because of recent events. The gym's not open. Today's video is going to be all about keeping your mental space positive over the next few weeks. I just want to try help everyone out as much as possible at the moment. I'm pretty used to being at home, you know. I'm a YouTuber. I work from home and I do makeup from home. So aside from going to the gym every day, I would spend a lot of time at home. So I feel like I'm in a place of privilege. I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. I have 5 nails left in my hands. Obviously, my nail place is closed along with everyone else's nail places. I feel like I'm privileged in the way that I work from home a lot. If you watch my YouTube channel already, you know I spend a lot of time at home. And I know it can be frustrating for you at the moment to see probably all the content creators you follow, you know, saying, oh, you know, it's fine, you know, build a routine, being at home is fine, blah, blah, blah. And it is fine. And we're not being asked to do anything serious at the moment. Obviously, if you have a roof over your head, if you have a positive home experience, and if you have food on the table, you have an insane privilege, and my camera is insanely crooked. So yeah, basically what I want to chat about today is my top tips for keeping your mental health and your head and your brain and your mind positive at this very, 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 very strange time in our lives. Who would have thought? 2020, huh? The roaring 20s, they said. The first thing I'm going to recommend is routine. Now you've probably heard this, you're probably sick of hearing this, but I'm going to tell you again because it's important, okay? It's so important to have a daily structure, a daily routine. Whether you're out of a job at the moment, whether you're working from home at the moment. I know a lot of my followers are from a lot of different parts of the world, and every part of the world has different governments and different recommendations and different things going on right now. I'm not going to say the actual word of what's happening because YouTube demonetized my last video where I mentioned it a lot, but we all know, okay? We all know what's happening. No matter if you're working from home, if you are not working, if you're unfortunately out of work, whatever you're doing, it's important to have a routine. It's important to try and wake up at the same time every day and just have a routine based out what I like to do and what I have been doing and what I was doing before this, because again, I worked from home before this, so I feel like I'm qualified to give you tips on what to do because I did this anyway. You're gonna get yourself a diary. You can buy one online on Amazon. Amazon thankfully are still shipping. Jeff Bezos is making coin at the moment, as if he wasn't already. I have 2 kinds of planners. So the first one is just like this. It has the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You get a clear page one, or you could go a bit extra with, this is actually a Christmas present, my perfectly planned top goals of the day, the plan for the day, notes, plans and amazing ideas, and you make a note. Basically what I've been doing is I've been really trying to structure my days, you know, what time I wake up, what time I make breakfast, what time I work out, what I do, and I make sure that I have productive things structured throughout my day, because of course, you know, you can binge watch Netflix at this time and binge watch my YouTube channel. I have no problem with that. There's only so many days in a row you can binge watch Netflix until your mental health starts to suffer. You know, I feel like as humans we have to do productive things every day, and we have to do things that make us feel like we've achieved something every day. And of course, depending on your personality type and your mental space, you might have to do more or less of those things. And I feel like if you are already in a negative mental space before all this, it's even more imperative now to try and get your mental in the best like shape possible. I just hope that these tips help you. So the first thing is try and plan out every day roughly as possible, and I think it's important as well to get dressed you know, as stupid as it might sound, and as like, you'd be like, why am I getting dressed, or I'm in my pajamas all day anyway. Change out of whatever you slept in and just put on something. It can even be leggings and a hoodie, but just put on some form of outfit, you know. It can be your quarantine outfit, your dressing gown, a new fresh pair of pajamas and a fresh pair of slippers. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, but just the act of getting dressed, of making a point to change out of whatever you slept in and just to put yourself together, will really make you feel good. Now, this isn't me telling you how to live your life, but this is just me trying to express the importance of having a daily routine, and especially for your brain and for your mental. When you, like us as humans, when we feel like we have a purpose, when we have something to do, when we achieve something, we function better and our brain functions better. Yes, you can spend this whole time in quarantine watching Netflix till 6 AM, sleeping, and then getting up at 1 and then snacking all day and just watching Netflix all day and going to sleep again. That's not going to make your brain feel productive. That's not going to make you feel happy. You're not going to release the serotonin that we need, you know. Make a plan, a rough plan, you know. Don't put pressure on yourself being like, I have to get this and this done. You know, if you're working from home, obviously you'll still have some bit of a routine, but I think even outside the whole working from home routine, it's good to have a routine in place. Like for me, I get up, I do my skincare, I have my water, I go for a walk, I have my breakfast, I have my vitamins, I make content. Obviously that's still part of my day, thank God, because I would go insane if we didn't have the internet. I feel like we've all had things that we've been meaning to do that we always felt too busy to do, and now, you know, we're not busy. We're not booked and busy, okay? 2020 was supposed to be the year of being booked and busy, but a lot of us aren't now, okay? That's just how it is. So you're not booked and busy. You can get the things that you wanted to get done. You can read the book you wanted to read. You can paint your room. You can reorganize your room. You can organize your wardrobes. You can do whatever, you know? You're not booked and busy anymore, but you will be again soon. The next thing I have, and if you know me, you knew this was coming, books. I love books, I love reading, I love expanding my mind. I like to think I'm quite self-aware. I know what's going on in my brain. I can quickly realize, shit, I'm falling into... I can notice when I'm self-sabotaging. I can notice when I'm doing things that aren't necessarily good for my brain, and I can reel myself in. And if you want to work on your brain, on your mind, then I have 3 books that are going to help tremendously throughout this whole quarantine period. Self-isolation, social distancing, you know. So the first one is this one. This is called Mind Management, the Chimp Paradox, right? Obviously, this whole video is about getting your mind right, managing your mind, making sure that your head is the best place to be, because you're the only one, as I've said before, that lives in your brain. So you have to put the steps in place to make sure it's as positive as possible. So it says your inner chimp can be your best friend or your worst enemy. This is the chimp paradox. Do you sabotage your own happiness and success? Are you struggling to make sense of your life? Do your emotions sometimes dictate your life? The chimp paradox is an incredibly powerful mind management model that you can help you become happy, confident, healthier, and more successful person. Professor Steve Peters explains the struggle that takes place within your mind and then shows how to apply this understanding to every area of your life. So you can recognize how your mind is working, understand and manage your emotions and thoughts, manage yourself, and become the person you would like to be. Sit back for a second and think. How is my brain at the moment? How am I feeling mentally? How is everything going? And if you're like, to be honest, I could get a better handle on this, this book is definitely for you. Don't worry, I will link everything below. Hopefully the cheapest price I can find online, and you should be able to get this delivered to your door. If not, you can download Audible. I've said before, this isn't sponsored or anything, but Audible, if you've never tried it, or if you've multiple email addresses, you can set up an Audible account, get a 30-day free trial, and get a free book. The next one is Atomic Habits. So again, this is all about habits, your daily habits, how to make sure that you have good habits. So an easy and proven way to build good habits and to break bad ones. This is again about making smaller habits that are going to make your life more positive. Then we have this book. This is again all about mindset. This is by Tim S. Grover. He was Kobe Bryant's trainer. So he is world renowned for his work with championship and Hall of Fame athletes, but his whole thing is like philosophy and about the mind. So basically this says, packed with unparalleled insight into mindsets of the most successful and accomplished athletes of our time, Relentless shows you how even the best can be better. So this is all kind of about mindset, empowering yourself, making yourself feel more successful. It's all about being focused and making sure, I actually haven't read it in a while, but it's all about kind of focusing on what you want, knowing what you want, and being unstoppable until you get what you want. But it is a really good one as well. And then the next one, you've heard me talk about this if you watch my channel, James Smith's Not a Diet book. I think this one is good for feeling self-confidence, you know, getting a handle on your nutrition or your health or anything like that. And it's just an all-round generally positive book. So yes, there are four books that I would recommend. Now, of course we can't talk about quarantine without talking about binge watching TV shows, and I'm going to tell you some of my favorite TV shows to binge watch. Number one is Sex and the City. Now, I haven't watched Sex and the City in years. I watched it years and years ago. I loved it, and I was like, you know what, there's 94 episodes of Sex and the City. There couldn't be a better time to start from episode 1 and get all the way to the end. Am I planning on watching Sex and the City all day, every day? Absolutely not. Am I planning on watching it maybe for 2 hours in the day? Why not? You know, it's lighthearted, it's funny, and it'll, you know, provide you with some entertainment. Another series that I would recommend watching is Modern Family. There are so many seasons of Modern Family. There are so many episodes. I love Modern Family. Again, funny, light-hearted. You don't have to think too much. It's not too serious, and you can watch it whenever you want. Another one that I'm actually going to rewatch, and I haven't watched since it finished about, I don't even know how many years ago, probably 10, maybe more. Desperate Housewives. Again, along the lines of Sex and the City, light-hearted. It's a bit more of a drama, and I'm going to start that from season 1. I don't know, did anyone watch 90210 before? It was like about all the American teenagers. I was obsessed with it. It is so good, so binge worthy. It's such a binge worthy show. Another one is Gossip Girl, Friends. You could start Friends from season 1. There's so many shows that you can binge watch. I'll list them all down below. Another thing you can binge on is podcasts. I love a good podcast because I feel like I always learn something in a podcast, and I feel like it's just nice, especially when you're, you know, if you're social distancing, if you're isolating, if you're staying indoors. It's nice because you feel like you're with someone, very like YouTube. I feel like when I'm watching YouTube videos, I feel like I'm with the person, and I think the same goes for podcasts. So 5 of my favorite podcasts are the Gary Vee Audio Experience, Jay Shetty's one, Oprah's one, It Gals, which is an Irish podcast, and Mark Mehigan's, I'm so sorry Mark, The Sunday Roast. So they are all 5 very good ones. Gary Vee is always kind of business focused, social media focused, work hard, ethic focused, don't give a shit about what anyone thinks focused, that kind of vibe. Jay Shetty, he always has guests on and they talk about different things depending on which guest. He most recently did a one with Dr. Daniel Amen, who's like a brain doctor, so interesting. And then Oprah, again, does ones with different guests, and you know Oprah, she can talk to anyone and they're always very interesting. It Gals is brilliant, so it's 2 Irish girls, Jenny and Lindsay, and they just talk about anything. They've so many episodes, and you can also subscribe to their Patreon, which is X Gals, which I'm actually going to do, and they have more kind of explicit episodes there. And then Mark Mehigan's Sunday Roast, he likes to slag about different situations. He has one on like confirmations. It's a very Irish podcast. So if you get the Irish humor, then or if you're Irish yourself, then definitely check out that one. Another thing I recommend, making sure your room is organized. Now, you might be looking at me and being like, no, I just always have a messy room. It's my brand. Trust me, that was me for years. My room was always a mess. I was just a messy person. Not dirt, but just mess, like clothes everywhere, nothing organized. Organizing your room and having a nice organized room just makes you feel so calm, so at peace. You feel like everything, you have more control. You just feel like everything's organized. When I come into my room and it's clean, I just like find myself being like, oh, thank God I cleaned it. Do that kind of way. Change your sheets, change your pillowcases, make sure your bed is nice and comfy for all those Netflix binges. And yeah, just organize your room. You have so much time. I feel like everyone just has so much time right now that we can all do things that we don't want to do and make them fun. Whenever I'm cleaning, I don't clean and just do nothing. I clean and listen to a podcast at the same time. And honestly, time flies when you do that. Another thing I recommend is calling, FaceTiming, texting your friends, your family, people in your life. I feel like we were such a generation of like, oh my God, I'm so busy. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I forgot to reply to your message. Oh my God, I was so busy, I couldn't reply to this, which is fine. Like, people are busy, I get it. But I feel like now we just have so much more time, you know, text your friend, make sure they're okay. And you know, just check up on each other. I feel like now, although we mightn't have social contact, we can definitely still have contact with the most important people in our lives. And you know, like, phoning your friend for an hour might make you feel so much better, lighthearted, and you might just laugh. Another thing I'm going to recommend is limit your exposure to the news. Just because, look, we all know what's going on, right? If there's an announcement that is vastly important, you're going to hear about it anyway. Someone's going to tell you. But constantly refreshing news outlets and searching about what's going on and what's the update and what's the update and what's the update is just draining. It's draining to have negativity on your brain 24/7. It's draining to constantly be checking the news, checking for updates, checking what's going on here, checking who said what, checking everything. So, you know, maybe check it once a day. I think if you're constantly checking the news, you're just going to drive yourself lula, for lack of a better word. Also, try to limit your aimlessly scrolling exposure. I feel like aimlessly scrolling on your phone is fine and we all do it, but you know, now that we have so much more time to do these things, we could literally spend our whole day just scrolling on our phone and feel so low, so unproductive, and so like, what am I doing? I think scrolling TikTok is actually properly positive because there's so many funny videos on TikTok and it actually makes me feel so much better. I've seen so many funny memes and stuff about the current situation that, you know, isn't making light of it, but is just helping us all laugh, helping us all see the bright side and know that, you know, we're not being called to war. There's no massive food shortage supply, you know. Obviously, some people have way more of a privilege than others. And for a lot of people, you know, their life can be a struggle a lot more of the time. Like, you might think, oh my God, I can't go outside, we have to self-quarantine, my gym is closed, blah, blah, blah. But you might have a family that your parents both still have a job, you still have a job, and all you have to do is stay at home and work from home and eat the food that's in the fridge, you know? I mean, it's not that bad. For some people do have it a lot worse. Some people are in a negative space at home. Some people, you know, can't work from home. Some people are wondering how they're going to pay rent. Some people's parents might own a small business and might not have that anymore. Some people might own a small business and not have that anymore. And I think you have to recognize, be really self-aware and be really grateful for whatever it is that you still do have access to. And I think that's it. I think that's all my recommendations. I hope you're all feeling well, feeling good, feeling positive, and I hope this video has made you all feel a bit more positive, given you some ideas on what you can do. It's 2020, we have the internet, we have so many websites. If you always thought you were bad at doing makeup, you can teach yourself how to improve your makeup skills, improve your video editing skills, improve your photography skills, you can learn so many things online. There's so many free resources. There's a website called Skillshare, which I only found out about a few weeks ago, that has a 2-month free trial and you can do online courses for free. We have the whole entire internet. You have books, you have podcasts, you have so many things to educate yourself on that I feel like, yes, it can be annoying and inconvenient. I don't think you should walk around your house all day being like, I'm bored. You know, like I feel like there are so many things to do and there are so many things you can do. You just have to have a more of a growth mindset as opposed to a like fixed mindset. Try to make sure that your thoughts are really happy and that you think, okay, this is my situation. I cannot change this. So what can I do to make it better? What can I do to keep me happy? What can I do to be productive? Do I want to learn a language? Do I want to learn a new skill? Can I paint more? We can entertain ourselves. It's 2020. We have the internet. We have our phones. We have contact with the outside world. We have so many options and so many things that we can do. And I just want everyone to kind of sit back and not take for granted their own privileges. Obviously, so many people have privileges, are underprivileged. If you're privileged enough to even be watching this video right now, you know, you have a phone or a laptop and Wi-Fi. You know, you still have a privilege even though you think you might not. If that makes sense? Does that make sense? I hope you're all catching what I'm saying. Also, my hair is growing so fast, but that means my roots are going to be crazy after this whole quarantine period. But yeah, I just wanted this week's Let's Be Fit episode to really focus on the mind and mental, because I hope this helped some of you, and I hope some of you are watching this and kind of have a bit of an aha moment and figure out something that you want to do, a project you want to focus on. If you hated your job before this and you're now out of work because of what's happening, and hopefully you are being supported by your government. I know in each different country in the world, every government is supporting people who are now unemployed differently. But if you have some government support and if you are out of work and you are at home and you are privileged enough to have all the amenities you need, work on the passion project so that hopefully when this all blows over, you might be in a better place to actually have a job that you enjoy. On my Instagram, I have gone live the past 2 days when I've been working out, and basically what I've been doing is just blaring my music and doing my workout. So if you want to follow me on Instagram and join me for any of those lives, you know, feeling motivated to do a home workout can be difficult, I know, trust me. But I'm trying to have a COVID-19 glow up. I'm trying to have a quarantine glow up. I'm focusing on my skincare, my health, working out, eating right. At the end of this, I'm gonna leave my house and people are gonna be like, wow, she had a glow up. That's the vibe. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Again, if you are new, hello, hi, welcome. My name is Rebecca Short. Don't forget, if you like my vibe, to subscribe, click the thumbs up button, leave a comment down below if any of these tips helped you, or if you have any tips that I didn't mention today that could help someone else. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.